What is up, ninjas? We have made it to March 2021. Can you believe we've been doing this for a whole year? We started last year on March 16th, which was a Monday. The gym closed on the 15th and we were open for business, which is like, I feel like this year has been literally 10 years. And also like, it was literally just March yesterday. So it's been really cool to just have you with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, truly from the bottom of our hearts for all the support you have given us, for the ways that you've shown up for one another, for literally being online and booking COVID vaccination appointments for one another. Like, I just can't believe this community. You've been so absolutely incredible, and we are so grateful for you. So we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, and this is what we got popping off in March. For our phase 3 cycle, the warm-up is going to be quite a bit different. It's going to be a lot of stuff that you'll know, like inherently know how to do. I don't want to give too much away, but just know we're going to get your heart rates up like pretty quickly, and they're going to stay up because we want to get you warmed up for your workout, and we're not going down to the floor at all. You're going to be up on your feet the entire time. So we're going to help to elevate your body temperature. We're going to get your heart rates up, and we're going to get you moving like right out the gate. Ninja Essential is going to be all things that you know and love and have practiced over and over and over. Remember, when we practice these movements, we want to think about being virtuous. We're not just going through the motions. We're literally practicing these foundational movements to be able to perform and get better at the things that we do in other classes. So treat Ninja Essentials just like you would one of the hardest classes you've taken, and put that much attention and energy and thought into what you're doing. We're always going to have a squat, a hinge, a push, a pull, some kind of stabilization, and it usually ends with a burpee. But it'll be stuff that you can practice and we can fine tune to get you ready for the other classes. Superhero strength. All right, y'all. If you remember the second Wildcard Wednesday in January, it was what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We've brought it back for a superhero round. We've made some changes to it to make sure it is superhero-y. Just know, instead of cardio at the beginning, we're going to be doing some super slow movements followed by same movement patterns within the sets. So for the first set, you're going to be doing a lot of leg stuff. The second set, you're going to be doing a lot of abs. The third set, you're going to be doing lots of arms. And then we're going to get your heart pumping at the end. Again, it will be all stuff that you know, put together just a little bit differently. And we're really going to target volume and overload on your same muscle groups within a set. Kick-ass conditioning is where we're going to see some changes, and I hope you like it. It's going to be good. We're going to cook through it. Some new exercises look like this. The first new-ish thing is a squat jack, where we're performing a jumping jack, but you happen to just be in a little squat. So I'm going to sink my booty down, and I'm coming out and in. You can take your hands out if you want to go crazy, but we're trying to keep your knees bent and keep that little hinge in your hips. So when I'm sitting back, right, I'm not coming up almost like when we shuck, when we're going side to side without changing our level. I'm staying low, I'm coming out and in that little partial squat. The second new combo are not new exercises at all. We just put them together. So we're going to go broad jump into a backwards bear crawl back. Looks like this. You're jumping out, dropping down to the ground, crawling back to your starting spot. And don't worry, if you're not a jumper, if that doesn't feel good on your knees, we're going to give you lots of options, so it doesn't have to be that. The next thing that's new-ish is a little variation on a plank. We're going to go down to your forearms, and then we're slowly going to let your hips go side to side. Looks like this. I'm pushing up, tucking my butt, and I'm going side to side, dropping one hip, then the other. Almost like if I had a little grapefruit or a little pumpkin under me and I'm trying to go up and over that. You want to make sure you keep sad dog so we're not here. Although that's super sexy, huh? So as far as exercises go, those are really only the new-ish things in Kick-Ass. You're going to know everything else. Put it together just a little bit differently, so your heart rates are going to be quite elevated. It will kick ass. So just be prepared to like move and go in that class, knowing you're going to have lots of options. For this round of circuit party, we're going to be working one side of the body, then the other as we go through our rounds. There are a couple new things here, but it'll still be patterns that we are familiar with. We're just putting them together slightly differently. Check it out. We're going to start off with a lateral jump or a skater jump. to high knees back. So I'm gonna stand on one side, I'm gonna skater, and then pretend like I'm going over little hurdles, high knees back. We'll do that on one side, then we'll kick it out, move to the other side, skater, high knees back. You wanna get your arms pumping, right? Just like we do high knees or like seated sprinters, same arms as seated sprinters. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna get your heart rate up. I promise you'll have a good time. And again, if jumping's not your jam, we're gonna have some options for you. The next one, that's a variation on one of the movements. We're gonna do a push-up to a reach, but instead of reaching up, we're gonna go lateral reach out to the side. When you take your hand up, the goal is to not let whatever that same side hip is roll out. So we're trying to keep hips, nips, tips pointing down to the ground. Looks like this. Can you see how wide my feet are? You're gonna have to widen your feet to resist rotation. The closer your feet are together, the more your body's gonna wanna rotate, and we gotta fight it, right? So my hand's coming out, I'm resisting rotation in the hips. Another new move is a side lying knee up. That wasn't it. I'm hanging out, almost like I'm gonna go up into a side plank, but instead of going up to the side, I'm gonna keep my arm on the ground. My hip's gonna stay on the ground. This hand comes up, boom. And I'm bringing my feet up in the air, bam. If straight legs doesn't feel good, we can always go knee to elbow, bringing them down. We'll try to get just a little bit of movement in your upper body and should feel right here. And if that's not your jam, that can always be side plank. As far as new movements, that's it for Circuit Party, but this is also gonna get your heart rate pumping. We're gonna cook through, and you really should be able to start to feel like one side of the body versus the other, where you might have discrepancies, where you might need to practice and put a little bit more into maybe your non-dominant side, but it's gonna be a cool way to play around and just like see what each side does. And finish it off with the Quickie. It's gonna cook, but it's gonna feel good. The structure is the same. We have 3 rounds. The first round is 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Second round, 30 on, 15 off. And the last round, 20 on, 10 off. And you'll repeat those several different times. The only new-ish things there look a little something like this. We're gonna try a little sumo squat to pay a little dues to our open half kneeling position. Can we maintain this without this extra support on the ground coming out like this, right? So I'm gonna stand up. Feet are gonna be just a little bit wider than a traditional squat. My toes are gonna be angled out more. And when I sit my butt down, I'm gonna drive my knees open. Ooh, I'm tight, oh shit. And then come back up, right? If you wanna load that, you can load here. We can even treat it like almost like a deadlift, but treat it like a squat where the weight's in the center. We're coming down, but once we're down there, we're gonna pulse. Hey, hey. That's it, right? We're just hanging out, knees open. That stretch we've been doing, let's see if we can hang on to that. You might feel a little bit of tightness. That's all right. We're just playing. We're gonna see if you can keep the knees open as you sit your butt down. Since the Quickie is an advanced class with some advanced options, we're gonna throw one more little spin on the movement we've already been doing. We're gonna go alternating kick through with an optional knee tap. And again, if you do this class, you're like, I don't even do kick throughs. Awesome, we can do mountain climbers, we can do plank. There's so many variations we can do here. But if you've been doing it and doing the kick through, we got a little something special for you. And it looks like this. Just that little extra knee tap, that little plyo in the hands. It's gonna feel so good. It's gonna feel good. You need to slowly, gracefully, gently land with your hands back down on the ground, right? So we're not like smashing wrists into the ground. You wanna make sure that you're landing gently. But if you wanna turn that movement up just a little bit, we can throw some knee taps in there and get your heart rate. Of course, there'll be some carryover coming over from other classes. So the other things will be things that you know or practiced before. This whole round is gonna have movements that we've done put together just a little bit differently. And that's it. We have some other cool things happening in March. The first Friday, you can expect another dance party with the one and only DJ PJ and Mr. Chris Crothers. Definitely check that out if you haven't been. It is the most joy I promise you will feel all week. Britta's going for our Best Life Sunday, the second Sunday of the month, March 14th, doing food for thought discussion, giving you ideas and tools and things to think about with food going forward. She's been doing nutrition coaching for years and years, and has helped so many ninjas just kind of realize their food dreams. I know a lot of people are already working with Britta, but if you want more information on anything nutrition or just need some help, check that out on Sunday, the 14th at 3:30. Also, if you didn't think it's coming, we are doing it again. Yes, year 50 of Snatched. We're doing Snatched again. You know it's coming in April. The registration will open in March. So if you want to get in on that, please keep your eye out for that announcement. Starts on April 12th. We'll have information about that going out. But if you're thinking about Snatch and you want more information, please reach out to us, reach out to me, reach out to Brian Crowley, reach out to Kyle and Emily, reach out to Amir, our new hire Amir. If you haven't met Amir yet, which you probably haven't, just know we have a new person on our staff. He's awesome. And we're slowly like whipping him into MFF shape and saying very dirty things to him. So if you meet Amir, please, say very dirty things to him and tell him your thoughts about the community, but please welcome him with open arms. He's been awesome so far, and we'll be doing a lot of the stuff in mind, body, and on the back end, the stuff that you won't be able to see, but no, he is working his ass off, and we're so stoked to have him on the team. That's it, ninjas. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or confessions, if you're viewing this via email, you can email me with your confessions. I won't tell anybody. If you're watching them in Facebook, you can post them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer. I think this phase is going to be awesome. We're turning it up because it's starting to get warmer outside, and we'll be outside with less clothes on, or maybe more clothes on if you've been spending most of quarantine naked like most of us. We love you, friends. Happy 1-year anniversary.